Transport destinations are becoming increasingly important, I think, for a whole range of reasons. If you look at an example like King's Cross Station and the area around it, it's become so much more than a station. And I think the role of architects and engineers and planners in creating an environment where people want to be. If you look at people who arrive in, say, the ticket hall, when they first arrive, they look at it, they look up and it's like, wow, stations aren't normally like this. So I think that can create a lot of excitement.
Well, in our view, I mean, obviously, there are some of the most important projects, especially now we're looking not only at new but also at existing infrastructure. So it is building up quite often on existing infrastructure. But the questions are more complex, so it's not anymore the 19th century railway station as a destination or a place to live or a place to enter the city. Now this is about stitching, about doing repair into urban fabric to create new connection with social spaces as well.
I think ultimately people will want to continue to move around more freely. I think people can work in a more mobile way. I think people will want to explore more countries, more cities, so they'll want to travel longer distances. And whether that's by rail, whether that's by flying, the intensification of those activities will only but continue.
I think the first thing is that it's not a new typology. I think we need to recognise it's not a new typology. The notion of a transport destination has really been around since the grand late Victorian railway stations from St Pancras through to Grand Central in New York. There's always been an element of social provision to these big transport hubs.
I think in that context it's important and relevant to talk about aviation, given the scale of change and the scale of growth in that sector. It's an area that we're particularly interested in how they contribute to the city and how the placemaking of airports is increasingly important and relevant.
Well, I think there's great opportunities for architects and other talented designers, really, because these are very complex, they're difficult to do, and that's when talented designers really come to their fore. And I think architects, I suppose, particularly have something to offer because they're not just functional systems. At the end of the day, it's about making great places.